How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to an E3 video update. Yes, I'm in the washroom, bathroom, restroom, whatever you want to call it. I'm in here once again on the good place I have, and hopefully YouTube doesn't restrict this because I know Twitch went after someone for streaming in the bathroom. I'm not streaming, and that was a public washroom. So, with any ado, we're gonna get started. Just recently watched the Nintendo Direct, and I would have to say it's the best presentation at E3. Yes, when I watched the other presentations, I didn't catch every single one. I saw some of them live, but I was able to pretty much keep up with what was going on. And I would have to say Nintendo probably won E3. Yeah, you could argue Microsoft. They did a lot better than other companies. Although I think Nintendo had more gameplay. Yeah, not every game had gameplay. Yeah, so I think we're gonna get started. So yeah, Nintendo had a very epic E3 this year. When E3 is not over, but the Direct, and they also have the Treehouse coming up. But it started out. They had Mr. Koizumi, who's the producer of a lot of, if almost all the Nintendo IPs, Nintendo games, even if they're made in North America, whatever country, the U.S. is country, you know what I mean. And I'm in Alberta. I'm in Canada now. That's beyond the point. I do have one game that's being made in Canada, in Vancouver, which we'll get to that in a little bit. So I had Mr. Koizumi and Doug Bowser, the president and CEO of Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Canada. So basically the North American division. So they were basically hosting the Nintendo Direct this year. There's also some funny additions to the Direct, like you would see Bowser come in. He had a tie. He was the only one that had a tie. I actually didn't notice that until people pointed it out, but that was kind of funny. So make sure you watch the Nintendo Direct. In fact, if you want to come back to this, might not be a bad idea to pause this, watch the Direct, and then come back and watch this video. Links in the description below. But I'm going to get going. So we first started with the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We got a character reveal. Now there's two character reveals. I decided to put them both together. So we had the hero, I believe was her name, from Dragon Quest XI, as well as, yeah, that's a Square Enix character. Then we had a Microsoft-owned character, which is developed by Rare, used to be part owned by Nintendo. So Banjo-Kazooie, he is coming to the Nintendo Switch. No, he is coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Nintendo Switch. So technically two characters, Banjo and Kazooie. Never played a Banjo-Kazooie game. I've always wanted to. Maybe we'll get Banjo-Kazooie on the Switch now. I don't know. Speaking of Dragon Quest, Square Enix is also going to be doing a similar game on the Nintendo Switch. That's right, Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age is coming to Nintendo Switch. This is going to be the Definitive Edition S version. Yes, S, so I guess like special version. And the Switch version is due to launch September 27th, I almost said 1999, 2019. Nintendo showed off some new footage of Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Switch. There were some cutscenes and even gameplay. And there's this new mode where it allows the player to control Goigi, I believe is how it's said. There's also multiplayer where you can play as Goigi. In addition to Goigi, he can help Luigi throughout the journey. So like he can say Luigi can't go on spikes or he'll take damage. I assume Luigi can't fly. I was writing this at the same time, so yeah. So basically he helps Luigi do things that Luigi can't do. Also, if you're playing a single player, you'll still be able to play as Goigi. You'll just be able to switch back and forth. That's the keyword, switch. Switch. Okay, that was dumb. Don't expect me to put special effects for that part. I don't have the time, unfortunately. There's no exact date for Luigi's Mansion 3 yet, so we're just going to have to keep waiting a little bit longer. It's still coming 2019. That wasn't delayed. All they showed was a vague 2019 release, but I think it's going to come out in the fall. Next we have The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening. We got a new trailer of this game. The game is basically a remaster, which is debatable, but it's a remaster of the original Game Boy game. Just don't expect it to be like another Zelda game discussed later on in this video. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening releases on September 20th of this year. Now we have more Square Enix. Trials of Mana. Another title by Square Enix is the Collection of Mana. That's right. It's coming to the Nintendo Switch. There was rumors about it, and it was true. It's going to include Final Fantasy Adventure, Secret of Mana, and Trials of Mana. And I put Secret of Mana because I'm an idiot. This is the very first time it will be available in the West. Prior to this, the 3 games were only available in Japan. Further news, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is finally coming to the console later this year. This will be the complete edition and will contain all DLC too. And I'm hearing it's supposedly going to be on all one cartridge, a 32 gig cartridge. But I'm not sure that's been officially confirmed. But I think that's an assumption everyone's going by, especially with their Twitter team. Fire Emblem 3 Heroes. This was another game Nintendo had a trailer for. It included cinematic footage. However, it doesn't seem like there's gameplay. The game comes out on July 26th, so next month, not long. Okay, we have some Capcom now. Yes, Capcom has apparently decided to port over Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 to the system. The reveal trailer was interesting. We got this live action trailer. There was these, I don't know if there were a couple, what they were, but there's this guy and a girl. They were like in this dark room. I don't know if it's a mansion. They were playing the original Resident Evil. Yeah, that's also on Switch. The remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it. But at the end, we saw RE5 and RE6 coming to Switch some point in the future. Okay, No More Heroes 3. Yes, an actual sequel has been confirmed. So I guess we could say it's a true sequel to No More Heroes 2. Not a spinoff like Travis Strikes Again, though. And just like Travis Strikes Again is coming to Steam, I'm thinking, and I think there was another No More Heroes game that came to the Xbox 360 back in the day. I'm assuming this is going to launch exclusively on the Nintendo Switch, at least as a timed exclusive. And then maybe down the road, a year later, 2 years later, come to Xbox One, PS4, maybe next gen, maybe just come to PC, I don't know. It's an indie game. Depends on what Grasshopper and Suda51 want to do. Contra titles. Yes, a bunch of Contra titles are already available on the Nintendo Switch today. There is an entire collection of 8-bit retro titles available today on the Switch via the Nintendo eShop. And then also Contra Rogue Corps will launch later this year in September. And I think there's another collection of possibly 16-bit games or PlayStation 1 games coming to Switch. Not just Switch, but other systems as well. But this is a Nintendo-themed video, it's a direct. Okay. Pokemon Sword and Shield. If we haven't been reminded enough, the Pokemon Company have decided to put this in the Direct or have Nintendo do it, whatever. I guess it's not a horrible idea, but I'm only going to go over it vaguely. So, reminder, game comes out November 15th. It's going to be available to play on the E3 show floor. And pretty much all of these games I'm talking about, there's going to be the Treehouse playing. Maybe they won't play all of them, but they're going to be playing at least the first party and second party games. And maybe some of the indies. Yeah. This game looked interesting. Empire of Sin is the game. It was really excited at first, graphical at first, but then it switched to an overhead view. It was a little disappointed, but it still looks pretty good. I might get it. Maybe not day one, but I might get it down the line. So it's a classic style violent shooter. Does look like an interesting title, indie game. And it comes out next year in the spring. Okay. So you know how we just had in-game just released last month, I think. And then we're getting a new Spider-Man movie this month or next month. I think it's next month. Well, okay, if you haven't gotten enough Marvel, Nintendo is bringing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order, to the Nintendo Switch as an exclusive. And this is a big game. When I say big game, I mean it's Marvel. It's big news. So Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order, and it is actually developed by Koei Tecmo and Team Ninja in Japan and will be published by Nintendo rather than Activision. The game comes out July 19th, so next month, right around the movie. I believe that's a Friday. Maybe that's why the movie's not releasing on a Friday. I know Marvel's also helping with the game, like story direction, I think. But for the most part, it's going to be Team Ninja in Japan, and then Nintendo's publishing it. But Marvel's going to have a little control over it. And from what I've read in Game Informer, that's what they said. It is a sequel to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, obviously, and is releasing over a decade later. So I think it's been like 11 or 12 years since we got the last game. It is a beat-em-up style game. In case you don't know, I haven't played the other one, so may as well mention that. It's going to have many characters from the Marvel Universe. It has Spider-Man, Captain America, and Captain Marvel, just to name a few. Even more, the DLC releasing this fall includes characters from the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Marvel Knights series. As you could probably tell, I don't know a lot about Marvel. I mean, I like Spider-Man, but I can't say I'm a Marvel fan. But, I'm not going to say I don't like it. It's fine, but I don't know much about it aside from Spider-Man. I don't even know much about Spider-Man. Yeah, I did play Spider-Man on PS4, but, that's for another story. All right, back to Zelda, or a spin-off title, DLC title, whatever. Cadence of Hyrule will have the Legend of Zelda characters on the Switch version. It will let the player play as either Link or Zelda. It is being developed by Brace Yourself Games and Spike Chunsoft in Vancouver, BC, and published by Nintendo. Cadence of Hyrule releases on June 13th. Told you there'd be a game made in Canada. Maybe there's another game made in the country that I'm not aware of. I don't know. Okay, we have another game. This comes out in November. Mario and Sonic are back after a hiatus with the Olympic Games. Yeah, I believe, I don't think they were playing in South Korea. Being developed and published by Sega, Nintendo mainly licensing, but Nintendo might be doing something, but it's mainly going to be Sega. Mario and Sonic return to the Summer Games in Tokyo before the actual event next year. So Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games launches exclusively for Nintendo Switch, or if you want to say 2020, either or. Now, ready? Nintendo finally came around to show fans the brand new Star Wars exclusive by Retro Studios. I'm kidding. I'm sorry I had to do that though. We got the new Animal Crossing in action. Fans may be surprised, as am I. However, Animal Crossing New Horizons has been delayed. New Horizons is the name by the way. The game will now launch March 20th of next year. But I think it does look exciting though. I'm still looking forward to it. And if it needs to be delayed, it sucks, but maybe they need more time. I was actually surprised when it was delayed though. I didn't think it would be delayed. Other people thought so, and I was wrong. You got me there. And before I end the video, saying direct now, I'm going to talk about some other games. I'm not going to go too much in detail because I'll be here forever. And this is basically towards the end of the direct, we got a highlight of various video games coming to the Switch. One of them being Spyro. Yes, we're getting the collection Spyro on September 3rd. We also got Silksong, then Ni no Kuni, which I believe was inspired by the, can't remember the name of the company for some reason. Studio Ghibli, which reminds me of Ponyo. This is the art style. For Minecraft, from Microsoft, we have Minecraft Dungeons, Bethesda, The Elder Scrolls Blades, My Friend Pedro, Doom Eternal, The Sinking City, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Isolation, Alien Isolation, I believe that's from Sega unless they lost the rights to that, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Dragon Quest Builders 2, and several more. I don't want to make this list super long, as it already is. It was a great direct for E3. In fact, in my opinion, like I said before, I think this was the best presentation out of all the other companies, like Microsoft. Obviously, I guess we could say it was better than Sony's presentation, because Sony didn't have a presentation. So, yeah, I guess it was better than Sony's presentation. Okay, yes, I like Sony. I'm just making a joke here. But, yeah, it's better than Square Enix, Microsoft, and Ubisoft. Microsoft wasn't horrible, I don't think, but I didn't really care for Ubisoft and Square Enix. I guess we could also say EA did a bad job. But they had EA Play, not a traditional press conference, but they did have some stuff. I didn't really pay too much attention to that. I didn't pay attention to it at all. Yeah, but I think Nintendo did the best. We could argue that maybe Microsoft won E3 as well. I think their presentation, from what I've seen, I didn't watch. I've seen what they announced, so maybe it's not fair them saying this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. I think Microsoft and Nintendo won E3. Okay, now I'm doing it out here. That's fine. So I think Nintendo and Microsoft did a good job. Ignore that noise. Okay, Microsoft had Minecraft, and then what was the other game? No, Banjo-Kazooie. It's a character, but you know what I mean. And Smash. So yeah, And also, was it Duck Hunt game just hinted at the end of the direct, towards the end? So what are your thoughts? Leave yours below and let us all know what you think of the Nintendo Direct. Wait, hold up. That's not all. There's one more game that was shown off. That was The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or a sequel to Breath of the Wild. Yes, we got a short trailer. It looks like it's going to be a direct sequel. No gameplay, but I think it's a early in production. But I don't think we're going to have to wait 16 years for the game to come out. Yeah, I know that's overdoing it, but yeah. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.